Our coverage of CES 2025 is brought to you by Alison and Hushed. I still have no idea how I managed to convince him to do that.
If there's one company that always releases a lot of stuff at CES or just announces stuff in general, it's Razer. So we're here at the booth right now and there's a lot for us to get through. Now Razer is obviously all about the RGB, the chroma. They even have the brand new light bars here, which will cost you $100 each. But what is all that in aid of? Well, that is what they showcased in this immersive experience behind us right now. Because it's not just about having RGB for RGB's sake. It's also just about being that kind of next immersive step in your kind of gaming experience. So what they showed off is this full Dune demo where all your actions are synced to the RGB around you, and the great thing is you don't have to just rely on Razer products. Obviously they make some things like light bars and all of the RGB in your system, but you can just sync it up with pretty much anything. All of the light bulbs and the RGB strips you saw in that, they weren't from Razer, so third-party stuff will work just fine, though they said they will have some kind of third-party certification project to make sure the latency is up to the standards required to actually make the experience make sense. But you get the haptics, you get THX audio, you have all of the RGB working together to create an actually immersive experience, actually making all of that RGB stuff around you in your gaming room potentially worth it for once. Next up, we have the brand new monitor stand right here, which has all of the usual stuff you'd expect from Razer. It has RGB because it's one of the Chroma products. It has a USB Type-A hub. It has a nice little spot underneath it for you to fit your keyboard in. It's one of those things that kind of makes me sad. I have a 43-inch monitor that will just not sit on one of these. But if you're one of the people with a smaller monitor than me, then hey, this one's for you. Laptops and overheating go together like, well, Razer and RGB. So that's why they also recently launched a brand new cooling pad for your laptop. And it works with pretty much anything, not just Razer Blades. With several different pads there you can switch out depending on the size of your laptop. And with a 3200 RPM fan, it can just, well, cool your laptop right down. The thing is, it also connects to your laptop via a USB cable, so you can actually take all of the information from your laptop about current temperatures and whatnot and adjust the fan curve depending on it. So it's not just gonna wait for you to switch the speed of it manually. And also it actually has a USB Type-A hub, so you're actually gaining the Type-A ports, not losing them by plugging it in. So while it is actually compatible with any laptop, there is actually a special feature if you are lucky enough to afford a Razer Blade, because it can actually talk to the laptop itself and then boost the CPU and GPU, increase the power limits, overclock them in order to get more performance. And as you can see, you can actually get a significantly more performance in the Shadow of the Tomb Raider demo that's right here, thanks to it. One of the other things they're also showcasing is this right here, the handheld dock chroma. I feel like saying chroma for everything is kind of redundant. It's Razer, obviously it has RGB, but it is a dock for not just your kind of Steam Decks and your ROG Allies and all of the hundreds of other similar devices that have hit the market last year. It's also just for your phone and whatnot. You just plug it in and you get access to all of that on your regular desktop as well. So there we go. It is coming later this year. I believe an $80 price tag they announced for this. At CES 2025, Razer is also showing off their brand new Razer Blade. Goodbye Ada Lovelace. Blackwell is here. Not just that, but also the brand new Ryzen AI 300 HX series AMD CPUs as well. And they're managing to squeeze all of that up to an RTX 5090 mobile while still reducing the weight and actual volume of the device itself. 15% weight reduction, 32% smaller by volume, so this thing is more portable while still packing, again, may I remind you, up to a mobile RTX 5090 while still keeping all of the same I/O and all of the other great features as last time, including the really nice QHD 16:10 OLED display as well. There's one more thing behind these doors they can't really show because of the games they use, but it's basically Razer's own take at AI. Yeah, everyone's doing AI gimmicks, but Razer is doing theirs a bit differently with what they're calling Project AVA, which is essentially a AI coach for your favorite games. So it will basically just read what's happening on screen, read the minimap, read all of the events happening, and use it to train you. It takes, like for example, your mouse DPI and tells you, oh, maybe you'll do better with this or this DPI based on how you play, and it can just react to everything that's happening on screen, react to your actual settings, react to how you played before, and take all of that to basically coach you. They are very quiet about what games will support it. It will require explicit support from the developer. This isn't just some mod you put on, like an overlay you put on top of it. It will actually require some coding on the side of the developers. So whether you're playing, I don't know, League or CS or Rainbow Six, which is what I mainly play, it will require all those companies to actually integrate it into them. So we'll have to wait and see what the support is going to look like for that. Though, given how I'm still a hardstick plat in Rainbow Six after all of these years, I'm not really too confident it will finally help me break free from that curse, but we have to wait and find out.
If you're traveling abroad and need a cheap data plan, then nothing beats AlloSim, and it can be even cheaper if you use the code of Runner for $3 off. Meaning you can get a week's worth of data for your travels for as little as $1.50. And while you're at it, why not make use of Hush's excellent lifetime phone number deal, offering a foreign phone number for just $25 for life. So check these out down in the video description below. And maybe check out our Patreon as well, plus huge thanks to Gavin Burns, Just Rage, Ella Vroniak, Balazs Roker, Patrick Harrison, Not a Pseudonym, Max Sumner, Shane Allcroft, and Level Up.